It's a nice sunrise there. Good morning, everyone. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you begin your day.
Investigators in Mitchell are looking into what sparked a fire in the northwestern part of the city over the weekend. The Mitchell Fire Marshal says it happened at 7:25 Saturday night in the 1000 block of West 4th Avenue. Officials say Mitchell police arrived on scene and found fire coming from the back of the home.
Mitchell firefighters arrived on scene and crews of Mount Vernon, Ethan, Alexandria, Letcher, and Rosedale were called in to help. Authorities say the fire appears to have started in a Three Seasons room and spread into the home. No one was home at the time of the fire. First responders recovered the body of a drowning victim in the Pactola Reservoir south of Rapid City. Authorities learned of the possible drowning late Saturday afternoon at the Pactola picnic area. Crews, including water rescue divers, responded to the scene, bringing along an underwater robot as part of their search.
The Pennington County Sheriff's Office says the male victim was found near the area of the lake where he was last seen. The victim's name has not been released. Sheriff Brian Mueller credits the quick recovery to the coordinated efforts of all the teams involved. Storms north of Yankton over the weekend didn't just bring some much-needed rain, but also left behind damage. Saturday evening, a thunderstorm brought wind and hail, damaging crops.
Hail heavily bruised the stalks and ripped apart leaves. David Nelson, who has cornfields in that area, says he was working on the farm when it rolled through.
We go from 6 to 8 inches of snow to the driest soil profile we've seen in probably since the 1960s, from what a few guys are saying. And then and it was a struggle to get the soybeans to come up. The corn came up okay, and then a few weeks ago we were struggling to get pivots going. And then we got 2 inches of rain, things really perked up, and then like now this.
Nelson says now he just has to wait and see how the crop turns out in the next couple weeks.
Now let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt. Some storms to start the day in southwest KELOLAND, Scott.
Yeah, we'll continue to watch that as we do make our way through the day today. We have temperatures that are in the 70s and 80s for afternoon highs. We have a couple of morning showers and thunderstorms in western and southwestern South Dakota. We'll see what redevelops as we go into the afternoon, and even during the overnight, we still have that chance for showers and thunderstorms in the western South Dakota, and some of those will move in the central KELOLAND. We'll go with seasonal temperatures, which means numbers mainly in the 80s as we go through the week with our scattered showers and storms. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The Veterans Community Project is hosting its first poker run this fall. The ride will be on Saturday, August 26th at J&L Hart Lily Davidson. Bikers will stop in several cities, including Beersford, Valley Springs, and Rowena. The last stop will be at Red Rock Bar for music, food, and raffle. All vehicles are welcome. You don't have to ride a motorcycle. The cost to participate is $25.
The Veterans Community Project is building 25 tiny homes for local veterans. 5 homes have been built and are close to being ready for use. VCP expects to have people in these homes soon. Volunteers will continue building more houses throughout the summer. VCP will start fundraising for the Village Center in the next few months.
Saturday was a big night for both the cattle industry in South Dakota as well as feeding people in need. During the 10th annual Primetime Gala, the South Dakota Cattlemen's Foundation presented more than $332,000 to Feeding South Dakota. Over the last 10 years, the gala has raised nearly $2.5 million for the organization.
And despite some tough weather at times this weekend, the South Dakota Golf Association hosted its husband and wife championship tournament. 150 people from across South Dakota made their way to Prairie Green Golf Course to compete with their significant other. For some, the weekend served as a chance to grow closer with the spouse.
Well, she carries me most of the time. But we have a lot of fun. We can rib each other a little bit, give each other a hard time when we hit a bad shot. And we hit a fair amount of them. But it's just something, it's kind of a parents' weekend away too. It's just something fun that we enjoy doing and get to play different courses every year.
If you'd like to participate in future SDGA events, there's a link attached to this story at KELOLAND.com.
As a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, as we've been tracking rain this morning in the southwest, the thunderstorm chances will continue at times. I do expect that most of western South Dakota will get back into a rain chance mode here by this evening. Now, again, the clusters of storms, they've been coming in from Wyoming and Montana. There's another example of where things can develop, maybe closer to Belle Fourche and Spearfish and those areas. And then you'll see that rhythm of, clusters of showers and thunderstorms kind of trying to migrate through Pierre, Winter. We'll see if any of that holds together farther east. That would be kind of the next thing to watch, is the scattered showers Tuesday morning may make an appearance in Sioux Falls, but at this point, we'd like to give that a second look here on midday. And then also looking at this forecast into Wednesday, the prospects are a little better for some thunderstorms. We do expect the humidity will increase in Sioux Falls during that time period on Wednesday. So in my view, that gives us a little more starch, a little more energy for storms. But that window has to come together, and you got to have a spark, and you have to have all the other things working there for rain. But, we've done better. At least we've started a trend to get some of these things to work in from west to east. So the drought monitor will likely reflect some of those positive changes. Just it's coming in spurts and spots here and there. Now, you see those 80s today out there on the map. Sioux Falls at 83. At this point, we'll put in a 20% chance of rain for Sioux Falls tomorrow, and then a 30% on Wednesday. May see a break Thursday, and then some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity could easily come back Friday. My caution to you is that as you watch those 7-day chances of rain, the northwest or westerly flow that we're in now is not a great pattern for timing, and that's just going to be the challenge here. We're going to put in those chances as best we can here Wednesday and Friday, Saturday for Aberdeen. I would say the overall temperature trend, though, not terribly hot. Actually about right for this time of year, low to mid 80s. That's also true in Pierre. Notice we don't have any 100s or 90s. Might get a little hotter by the end of the 7-day, but the rain chance alone will help to keep those temperatures down. And that's especially true when you see Rapid City. We can link together 5 days in a row where it's in the mid 70s. And I see no reason to doubt these scattered thunderstorm chances will continue to fire up from Wyoming and head through the hills and into western South Dakota. Check out more details with the forecast at KELOLAND.com.